Hey there, my mystical souls. So glad that you are here with me on a Tuesday evening. Thank you so much for joining me for this live astrology. If you are new here, I am Patricia Tate. I am your astrologer offering you evolutionary, traditional, and Western astrology. I blend it all together in order to help you connect more deeply with your soul's path. I'm so grateful for all of you for liking, subscribing, and for sharing. Please help me out. It helps with the algorithm. If you like, share, comment. I would love to know who all is in the chat. Give me a thumbs up of where you are, your sun, moon, and rising. So I'm really excited for tonight's live session. It's always such a joy to gather with you. Now, before we begin with tonight's readings, I want to take a moment and share something really special with you that I spent months working on and finally am excited to release it. We are stepping into probably one of the most transformative years that we've seen in decades for 2026. This is going to be a year of major turning points, of awakenings. We have Saturn moving into the sign of Aries. We have Neptune preparing to leave Pisces, where it's been for the last 14 years, anchoring into the sign of Aquarius is Pluto, and we will have Jupiter moving into the sign of Leo. Throw in the retrogrades, throw in the eclipses, and the energy for 2026 is going to be massive. We have all of the outer planets moving and the inner planets, and this is adding to the major shifts of everything. And so though I created this in order for us to look at how do I work with this energy. It's asking each of us to grow in ways that we haven't grown before. And so I created the 2026 astrology forecast guides for each sign to give you a roadmap in how to work with it. Inside each, you get a comprehensive video forecast, and you also get a companion PDF guide that will walk you through the key dates, the eclipses, the major shifts, so that you know what's coming and how to work with it. This is not just about predictions about events and dates that are going to be happening. This is about preparation and awareness and your own personal growth. It's about meeting change with courage instead of fear, and using the cosmic planetary cycles as your guide instead of being swept up by them. So if you've ever wished that you could plan your year around whatever the universe is timing for you, this is going to be the moment. Each sign has a guide that's available individually, or you can buy the complete bundle and explore your sun, your moon, your rising signs all together. There will be links in the description. And so let's make 2026 the year that you step fully into your power with clarity and with confidence and with heart. So, hello, Kristen, Cappy Sun, Pisces Moon. How are you doing with these? And Sagittarius rising. This is any time that you have these eclipses and they've been in Pisces, and it's been a lot of turbulent or awakening energy. And for people with a Pisces moon, they're already feeling everything. So I'm glad you are here. And shout out to Georgia. Yeah. Oh, I am so glad that you are here. All right. And a quicker note, if anybody is ready to go deeper than just tonight's reading, you can schedule a one-on-one. You can go to my website or follow the link below. And if you're ready to go deeper, join my Patreon community where I offer exclusive content. We have live Zooms, 2 of them once a month, a chance to really connect with other people on another level. There is a 1-week free trial membership so you can explore and see if it's a good fit. And if you are ready for a reading tonight, use the link down below. It's a PayPal, and I need your exact date, time, and location. And so let's dive in. Let's just talk a little bit about this. Hey, Emily McAdams, you just paid. Yay! Okay, make sure you give up the information. That is absolutely, give that up. All right, so let's talk. I want to bring up just today's chart for just a hot second here. And let me transition over here. There we go. I want to talk about everything that's going on. This month, so we just had this full moon. Full moon is when the sun sits, or the moon sits opposite of the sun, and it illuminates. So this one brought about, revealing. It's a balance between me and the we. The Aries is the me, and the Libra is the we. It's the scales. Now, a few other things to look forward to. Our energy for the month is going to come in chunks, and it will coincide on the same day. So we had not only this full moon, but we also had Mercury entering Scorpio. All of the planets are slowly going to be shifting into Scorpio. We already have Mars here. We're now going to have Mercury. The sun is going to be the next. Scorpio energy is deep. It's intense. It wants to get to the bottom of things, uncover, dig. So moving forward, we are in a time period that accepts nothing surface, but wants to get to the bottom of everything. So a couple dates, we have Venus is going to be entering into Libra on the 13th. Look, I absolutely love that. When Venus moves into Libra, everybody wants harmony. They want a win-win situation. And then we're also going to be having Pluto station direct. Pluto's the planet of transformation. Now, I already released the Pluto direct. I will be releasing the Venus, I think, in like one more day. Know that when you put these two together, you get the full picture of everything happening, because literally it all happens at the same time, and it magnifies the meaning of what's going on. And then our next live, we will have Mercury in Mars. I'd put the 20th down, and the dates around the 20th as time to use caution around things that you say. Mercury is thoughts, ideas, communication. Mars wants to go after, cut, sever, and get to the bottom of things. And remember, it'll be in the sign of Scorpio. It's when these two are going to be meeting up. And so it'll be asking for whatever it is that you want, asking for that raise, or being direct with your comments or things that you want to do. So I'm putting like a red flag on that data, or actually it'll be like the day before, the day of, the day after, to use caution. All right, I'm going to take a look at the queue, and then I'm going to jump right in. Hey, Jolie James, astrology, my first time. Yay, I'm so glad that you're here. Oh, Scorpio sun, Cancer moon, you're water, water, water. Oh, sensitive, deep, intuitive, psychic. I absolutely love that. I have a grand water trine also, but not with my top 3. Love that. Hello, Krista. Pisces with Libra rising. I love that. All right. And hello, Michelle. So glad that you are here. All right, so let me pull up the first chart. And let me transition here, pull up the first chart, and thank you everybody for your patience. Okay, so Kristen, I am so glad that you are here. I know that you sent the message last, there we go, hold on, sorry, give me a hot second. There we go. All right. Moving on over. All right. So, Kristen, you had sent them your message in, and then I saved it for this time. I would like to, before I dive into answering what you were asking, I want to talk just a smidgen about your chart. When I took a look at it, I want to show you. So I don't know how much you know about your own astrology, but I'm going to draw some lines here, because first, I believe in teaching. This is a kite. And so in order, and it's huge, it's absolutely beautiful, it's amazing to work with. And so we look to the base of your kite as your south node. The south node is what I release, what I let go. The south node in Pisces is I have to let go of just giving everybody everything, merging everything, releasing. The sign of Pisces is watery and it's intuitive. So we first look at the difficult that can come from it. It doesn't have any boundaries. Pisces takes up the space that it's in, the bowl or the container that it's in. The good news is it's very intuitive. It's very communal, wants to include everybody. That is the anchor, the base. It's in your fourth house of your home, your family, your roots, your traditions. Like that is where everything comes from, either in this lifetime or from generations of family or past lives, if you're comfortable talking about that. What anchors it is the grand trine that goes to Mars in the sign of Mars in the sign of Cancer. Now, Mars struggles in Cancer because Mars wants to cut and sever, and Cancer is watery. Cancer is home. So we know that the fourth house rules over home. This is, how do I cut through? How do I sever? How do I release? How do I let go? And it brings it to the surface for good, for positive. The eighth house is those people that we share our time, our effort, our energy with. It is also in a connection with Neptune in the sign of Scorpio in your 12th house. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So like this brings in this whole story about you, about intuitions, dreams. It's your connection to others. Scorpio is deep. Has a memory to it. It doesn't forget. The 12th house is the hidden. It's where we clear our karma. It's our dreams, intuition. It's our psychic ability. All of it points up to your north node conjunct with Pluto. Pluto's a trauma signature. Everybody has one, but Pluto with the north node is what you will face because it is opposite of. So you will face these traumas. You will face these difficulties of how do I, Kristen, transform in this lifetime. So every single time an outer planet gets close to one of these planets that are circled, it lights up your whole chart like a pinball machine, ding, 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 ding. And then all of a sudden your lessons are activated. And it says, what anchors me? My home, my family, my traditions, and what should I be moving towards? Organized, structured, make a plan. And how do I transform? How do I heal? How do I regenerate? How do I manifest this and make this happen? So knowing this, now I want to go in and talk about where we are astrologically. So I'm going to pull up now a bi-wheel. So I'm going to have you on the inside, and then here we go. There we go. So I'm going to circle again here, and remember here and here and here. And then I'm also going to circle this because this is at 10 degrees and this is at 10 degrees. And I'm hoping to bring in a story more about what's going on with you. I know that you asked about movement, jobs, things like that. So I want to add in, it's more than just that. So you are having a nodal opposition. This is the south node. This is the north node. You are supposed to be moving towards this, but the south node is transiting here. The south node is, how do I release and let go? How do I let go? But I'm supposed to be moving towards this. The 10th house is your career, your job, your reputation, your legacy. How do I let go of this and focus on home? What does that look like? You have Mars in your 12th house. It's going to be cutting through and severing. It's like, I need to release karma. I need to pay attention to my dreams, my intuition. The 12th house is the house of self-sacrifice. It's things that take us away from our everyday lives. And it's being isolated. And Mars, so a date to pay attention to, Mercury and Mars, that'll be on the 20th. So this little guy, Mercury, will be conjunct with this and sitting on top of your Neptune. This is, how do I release myself of my own personal unconscious? I have been doing the work. This is it's karmic debts. It's heal, it's renew. It's breaking the karmic cycles and moving where you want to be. A nodal opposition happens, so think of it as a life of the last 9 years, and you looking back on the last 9 years of your life and saying, where where have I changed? Where have I evolved? What do I want to take with me? What does the next chapter look like? You're at this moment in your life that you're going to be making decisions over the next 6 months. And that time period is, where is my home? Where I believe it'll be looking for home. This could be a move, it could be a shift, it could be a second home. I know you had talked about it, but it's the North Node is, I want to plant here. I want to do this. I need to make this happen. What probably will happen is I have to release a job. I have to relocate. I have to do something with that. You have Mars. It will be activating your 8th house of your shared resources of, the 8th house is other people's money. It's where you're invested in your cash, your debt. The 8th house is obligations, taxes, inheritances. It brings up all topics of places where people, places, and things that you invest your time, your effort, your money into in order to expand and heal yourself. So knowing that, this will be a Mars trine Mars. A trine is a harmonious aspect. So your 12th house says, I have to do this. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be isolated. I want to be able to be connected to. And what am I willing to cut away, sever, and remove? And moving towards a new shift with a career. Remember that Pluto says, I have to transform this area of my life. So I'm going to take a little look in the queue and see if this, and I'm hoping that all of this resonates with you. So I'm going to connect it so you can see it. Remember that this is the kite. And I want to say that you have, I color code everything here. So this is Earth, green, and then you have the stellium in your 2nd house of money and cash and talents and skill set. Everything that you do here will be in harmony with your 2nd house of your valuables, things that your opinions, your talents, your possessions. And so it's working in harmony with. So let me check out what's going on in the chat. All right. Hey, Bright Light Beckaboo. Glad that you are here. Happy harvest super full moon to you. It is raining here. Luckily, I saw it yesterday, so it was absolutely big, huge, and beautiful. We'll have to tell you about that sometime because that was bicycling on a trail and then it got dark fast. Shiny gems. That is a lot going on in the chart. Like, isn't it crazy that when people contact me, it is the right time, the right place, that this is what's going on. They just want the confirmation. They just want the guidance. I absolutely love it. Bright light, Beckaboo. Love those symbols. Okay, Kristen, on the 20th, the X returns from vacation. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, the 20th, remember, is Mercury, Mars in the sign of Scorpio. That's when your words can be cutting, biting, severing, removing, and it could be, and words can heal, words can cut. It's how you choose to use them. Anxious boundaries, kind of scary, because I had an unannounced visit with package. He baits and hooks. Okay, I'm so excited about your new job on the 14th. Absolutely excited about that. And I would have something prepared for that time period because Mercury and Mars, it just means Mercury is thoughts and ideas and the way that you communicate. Mars is, I will say this, I will be direct. And your 12th house is the house of hidden, the house of secrets, and the house of karma. Like, stand in your divinity. Know that you have angels, guides, and ancestors there with you. So, Kristen, I am sending you hugs, knowing that you are going to do well through this. All right. Thank you. Bright light, Beckaboo. Sun is in the house. A Leo, according to her. Well, I am so glad he's in the house. And Kristen, Mercury and Mars on my Neptune. He unsettles. Use it to your advantage. Neptune dissolves. Just know that. Neptune can dissolve any karmic ties that are related to the 12th house. Own it. Don't. Like, seriously stand there, own it. All right, so thank you. All right, Emmy, thank you for being here. Let me pull your chart up. Okay. I appreciate everybody being here and pausing while there we go. I think I got it all. Let's take a look. Emmy. Okay. Okay, I love when there's no questions because it just lets me roam around your chart. There we go. All right, Emmy, let's take a quick look. Oh, I love this. Okay, so the first thing I notice is, oh, your nodes are in, oh goodness, hold on, that's too big. There we go. You're having a nodal return, and I'll pull up the chart that talks about that. But your sun is in Aquarius at 29 degrees. Now, Aquarius, they have come here to initiate change, to be unique, but also be part of a community. Yours is in your partnership sector, you plus everybody else. If you are a Leo rising, the Aquarius represents the crowd, the community, the networks, the contracts. Yours is at 29 degrees. Anything that's at 29 degrees is considered to be an anaretic degree of completion, of finality, of I have to get partnerships correct. I have to do it right in this lifetime. And so and remember, partnerships come in all partnerships: best friends, significant other, clients, open enemies, exes. This is the house of collaborations and the other, and so that will be. It's just going to be a focus for you, and your Neptune's at 0, which means I, Emmy, have never done this before. I want to expand my mind, my thoughts, my ideas. I want to connect with other people, experience creativity. And how do I do it? And it's energy of I just fumble through it until I find something that resonates with me. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so let's just look at today's. Let me pull up today's and talk about where we are. All right, so this is what I was talking about, a nodal return. A nodal return happens once every 18 years. I absolutely love this. It's the universe for the last year. So I want you to go back to last fall. Where were you? What were you doing? It would have been that September, October time period. And the universe has said, I'm going to spend 18 years, Emmy, and we're going to work on adjusting where you have been off track. And so the universe literally picks you up and realigns you. The South Node in the sign of Virgo is hard on itself. It's obsessive compulsive thoughts. It's raising the bar and the standard higher for yourself than anybody else, and having these high expectations. And it's in your second house of your skill set, your money, your cash, your property, your talents. And it's how do I move forward and acquire these things? You've done it before, but you've lost it before. I mean, if we were to talk about past lives, I don't know if you. I don't know where your thoughts are on that, but if we were to look at this from a past life perspective, or you can just say generational, in a past life, you lost everything: cash, money, your sense of self-worth, your sense of self-respect. Where is your Mercury? I would say that it was through a partner, and I don't know what kind of a partner. I don't know if you're a male or female, but in a past life, you lost everything. This could have been a business partner. It could have been a life partner, but everything was taken from you where you invested in your time, your effort, your energy into somebody that you didn't pay attention to the signs. You were so focused on what your head said, you didn't pay attention to what your heart said, the feelings, the gut instinct. In this lifetime, we look towards our North Node. The North Node is our direction, but we've never been there. Your North Node is in Pisces. I want to be at one with everybody. I want to pay attention to my intuition. The eighth house is the house of money that we share, resources that we share, time that we share. It's the house of sex. It's the house of investments within people, places, and things. And so the ruler of that is Neptune at 0. And so we look at, okay, are there going to be children or childlike activities, or is this you nurturing your own inner child? You don't know 100% how to do this because this is at 0 degrees. In this lifetime, when this gets triggered once every 18 years, the universe is saying, Emmy, it's time to be on the right track. Let's pull what we've done in the past. In the past, you were able to accumulate wealth, whatever wealth looks like for you. It's about what do you need in order to feel safe and secure? Is that money? Is it friends? Is it a home? Is it a car? The second house is about your resources, your movable property. It's your spiritual resources. It's how do you support yourself? What do you consider to be secure? And so you are being like tested. And so last year, and you're not through it yet, you still have 6 to 9 more months to navigate this energy. And so every single time there's an eclipse, you will feel it in these 2 areas of your life. The good news is you've already had this before. You just have to trust. You have to sink in and say, I cannot always trust these eyes. I have to trust my third eye. I have to trust the direction in which I'm going. Who do I really trust to invest because take my crystals, take my tarot decks. Don't steal from me my time, my effort, my energy. Those things are the most important and valuable things to me. I'm going to throw one more thing in. Because the sun is in the sign of Aquarius, this is probably a very karmic lifetime that you will recognize some of the people that were players in a past life that will be players in this lifetime for you to navigate better. I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. I'm going to look in the chat and see. Emmy, how we doing, girlfriend? Or you're processing it all? And all right. I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. As far as moving forward, you are adjusting, and I would include next February and March to be this next enlightenment time period, because right now there's this fallout of the last 2 months. Okay, it all makes sense. Okay, great. I'm sending you hugs, my friend. All right. Thanks, Emmy, for being here and for trusting me. All right. Oh, shiny gems. Girlfriend, so glad that we are connecting. Missed you at the Patreon. All right, let's take a look. So sorry, very thirsty. All right. You know it's going to be your season with all this energy going into Scorpio. Okay, well, let's just talk about that. Okay, I'm going to circle a couple of things. Oh, you cannot even see it. Jeez, oh crow. Hold on, there we go. I am so glad that you have a moment to breathe, and I'm so glad that you're sharing space with me. All right, so let me tell you what I see, and then let's come back and discuss it. Mars at 18, North Node also at 18. Okay, opposing it, we have this going on over here. I want to include this Mars and Mercury setup here that's going to be activating, boom, 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 1, 2, 3, all of this energy. Now, what I love about this is the South Node is what we release. The North Node is the direction in which we move towards. And so you are having a node trine node. So much better than a square. So I don't know things that have been going on, but I'm going to give you my thoughts. Mars, right now it's at 10 degrees, but as soon as Mars went into Scorpio, Mars wants to cut, it wants to sever, it rules your second house, and it rules your partnership house. So we have where you are ready to be action oriented, go off, cut, sever, remove, and it's uncovering things. Remember, Scorpio is about deep, intuitive, psychic. It's about no, I got all my notes in a row. No, it's going back and checking the facts to make sure that the information that you're getting from others makes sense, and keeping them honest, but also keeping yourself honest. So the North Node, first it went across Pluto and said, okay, we have to transform. What are we going to let go? What are we going to release? This could have been trauma signatures, it could be, do I go back into counseling? Am I done with counseling? Can I release this? Do I trust this person? What? It probably had something to do with your money, your job, your own, the way that you support yourself. And I know that your relationships with father and that are complicated, so this could lead into that also. Mars is then going to, I've had to cut some people off, and there's a few that are trying to dig their nails in. Oh, okay. Mark the 20th down, that 19th, 20, 21, because Mercury is going to be in a conjunction with Mars, and it's going to say you will have a sharp tongue, sharp wit, and you can use it one of two different ways. For example, I had an opportunity where things could have gone two different ways. Somebody said something, and I could have just said, are you blah, 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 kidding me? And I chose to turn, walk away, take my power with me, and get quiet, because they're not worth it. They're not worth my time, my effort, my energy. I pulled my power back to me, because when I get quiet, you should be worried. And so this energy is you take back what belongs to you, your time, your effort, your energy. And this will be releasing. It's the South Node, and then it's going to go across Saturn also. So just giving you a heads up to that. Let's talk about the North Node, because this is in a harmonious aspect with your Mars, with Venus here. It's within that 3 degrees. Your health, my mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being. Who in my circle supports me? I need to be moving towards that direction. I need to be moving towards taking care of my mind, my body, my spirit. Where have I gotten out of the habit? This is what I need to move towards. Now, you just had a full moon in your 7th house of partnership. So that would also add into the, hey, what am I releasing? What am I letting go? People, places, and things. And I look at it as, yes, they will definitely, some will want to come back in. The 7th house is also about contracts, written, verbal, nonverbal. So keep that in the back of your mind, that will be manifesting over the next several months. I'm going to look in the queue to see what's going on with you. Yeah, I know. I always catch you with the chart not being up. I know. It's shiny gems in the house. Okay, your project has been very, very visible, and the people are unhappy with that. They're unhappy with that, and theirs is struggling. Well, those people should be supporting, and that lets you know, it's revealing. I like to belong to a tribe of people that when things are not going well with me, that I can still support the greatness that goes on with other people. And it's reciprocity. It's like, that's how you're going to find out who your people are, who your tribe is. Yeah, Michelle, tell her she was missed in Patreon. Send her some love, girlfriend. Send her that love. Yep. Okay, luckily one of my partners is very good at reminding me to delegate stuff out. Okay, remember, yeah, that Libra, you're always looking for that balance there, but you should definitely delegate with that, with all that huge stellium in Capricorn. I'm sure it's very hard to do that. I'm gonna glance one more. Okay, And as a heads up, you are going to be, so I want to leave you with this. This is only the beginning. Okay, so as the month unfolds, you're looking at the rest of October, that you're going to have Mercury conjunct Mars around the 20th. And then the very next day, you're going to have a new moon here. Now, the new moon is brand new, fresh start, clean slate, new beginnings. This new moon comes with a yod and it comes with a square. So it's, yes, I'm ready to start these new things, but it will be really uncomfortable. It'll be, here, I'm going to circle some more things. When you have a new moon in this area of your house, this is the square. It will be between career and your like your home sector, your fifth house of creativity, and it will be uncomfortable within your second house of your money. There will also be a yod. Let me draw that here and here. Remember, a yod's called a finger of God. It points. This is what has to happen. So yods are uncomfortable. So just giving you the heads up that you are moving towards, you are gearing up towards this new moon. It's literally unveiling everything that's going to happen and saying, okay, now what do I do with this? Who's leaving? Who's going? This makes me feel uncomfortable. This is what I have to do. This is about me. Having that huge stellium in Scorpio, you are no stranger to transformation, but this is literally, think of yourself as a snake shedding that layer of skin, or a phoenix. It'll die in the ashes and it will be reborn. So mother of God, you didn't even see the chart, did you? Now I'm gonna show it one more time. Yeah, I know it is hard to let go of control things, but I'm gonna show you where the yod is. It's going to be here to here and here to here. Okay. Finger of God. Everything points here. Square. This in a square with this. So it's the new moon is not going to be an easy new moon, not for anybody. It'll be a time to plant the seeds that Scorpio wants. Scorpio says the leaves have to die and fall off the tree. That's not a bad thing. They compost and they become fertile soil because I'm ready to grow something new. So it's put your big girl panties on and you got this. That's what I would say. I know you would say something else. All right, send in your hugs. You just went down. Yeah. Oh, is everything back up? Okay. All right, send in your hugs, shiny gems. And I hope to see you at the next. I have a couple other, the Patreon is up and ready. Okay. Let me see. Melissa, thank you for being here. I am, okay. And Shiny Gems, I do want to hear the whole story about what's going on. At some point in time, you gotta leave me a voicemail or something to let me know what's going on. Oh. All right. Okay, on Victoria, Australia, it comes up and it's asked, okay, I got it. There we go. Hey, Melissa. Okay. Can you hear the rain? I have my window cracked. I love a good rain. I'm that gal that's got my candles going. I got my, I love a good rain. Yes. All right. Let me see. Okay, Shiny Gems, you keep feeling people from my past pinging me, so yeah. Hold your boundaries, my friend. Hold your boundaries. All right. All right, Melissa, Thank you so much for being here. So first thing I notice when I look at your chart, I love the let's see. Okay, South Node in Scorpio, deep, intuitive. If you believe, Melissa, in past lives, a South Node in Scorpio, okay, so let's just talk just a hot second about shiny gems. Her South Node is in Scorpio. It's deep, it's intuitive. I have a South Node in Scorpio, so I'll speak from myself that you bring in with you deep wounding, and in this lifetime, it's how do I overcome this? How do I not get stuck in sad or depressed or that whole woe is me? How do I, because I've brought in these things with me, how do I overcome them? How do I use it for my, well, to use it is tune into your intuition, because people can lie, energy doesn't. Now, the ruler of this is Pluto and Mars. Mars in Libra, having to find balance. Pluto in Virgo, it's about having a plan, being organized, structured, detailed. What opposes is feminine energy. How do I trust specific females in this lifetime? That could be mother, that could be friends. Usually when the north node is conjunct the moon, it generally means that you brought some of these same people, these the feminine energy into this lifetime with you as a friend or a mother figure or like a sister or something like that. The north node in the sign of Taurus is, I need to find women in this lifetime that I can trust to follow through with my goals, my dreams, my hopes, my wishes, to collaborate with, to connect with. Now, what I do love about this is this big, huge trine here. And so Venus is supporting it. Pluto is supporting it. You have a lot of supportive energy that moves you towards it. So that's just my 2 cents before we even begin. All right, so let me pull up where we are today. There we go. All right, Melissa, let's take a look. So knowing this, oh, you're having your second Saturn return. Okay, I'm having my second Saturn return also, so we have to be the same age. Yep. Okay, so let's talk about this. You didn't ask a specific question, so I'm going to go roundabout and just tell you themes that are going to be occurring with this. The South Node is what we let go of. The North Node is what we move towards. Remember that your South Node is ruled, one of the chart rulers is Pluto. Your South Node is, I have to let go. This could be with neighbors and siblings or cousins, or the way that you communicate, or it could be negative self-talk. The third house is the way we talk, we share, we exchange thoughts and ideas. Now, the South Node in Virgo could be the repetitive, replace the words that you either say to yourself or that you say to others, transform them. Pluto just wants a transformation of. I love this. The North Node, Melissa, want to move towards my Chiron healing. Chiron, without telling the whole story about Chiron, at or around the age of 21, so that 19, 20, 21, 22, there were some things that happened to you that created a wound that you will work on in this lifetime. I don't know exactly what those are. I mean, if we were on a Zoom, a private Zoom, we could go into it more. But this North Node is, how do I go back to that point in my life where this wounding began, and how do I transform from it? You had a Saturn return when you were about 28, 29, or 30. That was this first karmic checkpoint in your life where you said, all right, I'm going to pick a path and I'm going to move forward. Now you're having a second Saturn return. The second Saturn return is where we have now made it to this third chapter of our life where if we've done everything right, we should be stable. We should be able to give back to the community. We should be following a new direction that is not always about working and grinding all the time. Now, what's going to happen from this? So this is where the energy is going to be moving forward. October, you're still working through all of the eclipses. Starting next year, it'll actually be on February 14th, and then the eclipses of the 17th and into March. These two planets are going to be at 0 degrees, and your MC, the MC is the direction of my career, my job, my reputation, my legacy. And it's a 0 point is like the Big Bang. Like, this is it. This is the direction. I don't know what you're doing for your job or a legacy or reputation, but these two are going to come at this karmic point that, and it's not going to be just one day. All the energy is going to start building in January and February, and then that whole February, March, April. Now, what's going to work with it? We have these two in conjunction with this. So it's called a mini grand. It's pointing, so think of it as they're pointing to the direction of follow this star, follow this point. Uranus in your 12th house is saying, I have to think outside the box. I have to be unique. I have to be different. I cannot do the same thing that's always been done. The 12th house is the hidden, it's the isolated, it's dreams, intuition, psychic ability, the Akashic records, astral travel. It's anything that's mystical or magical, but it's also the house of isolation where I go to tune out and tune in. Now, it's going to be here for 8 years, but it's staying right here with this, trying to help you for your job or a responsibility or a legacy. Pluto is in your 8th house of who do I invest in? People, places, and things that you are invested in. And so it's saying, I need to transform this. What does it look like? Who do I invest in? Who is safe? The 8th house is also the house of sex. It's the house of debt. It's the house of counseling and meditation. It's the house of tapping into understanding the patterns of things that have happened. And then the 12th house is let's get rid of it. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense. Oh, and I want to add one more thing. You have Jupiter. Sorry, I need a circle. Jupiter is in your 1st house. It's going to be here for a year. It started this summer and it will be there until next summer, and then you will have a Jupiter return. That happens once every 12 years. So you are in this building stage that 2026 is going to be monumental for you. Like a huge, you'll never go back to the way things are now. This is, oh my God, you can't even see the friggin' chart. I didn't even bring it over. Oh, I should have read yep. Did you want to share the chart? Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Michelle. Good freaking Lord. Okay. See, I only see the chart in front of me and I have 2 computers. Okay, no excuses. My bad. Let me circle some things here. Hold on. I'm not going to say a bad word. I'm just going to breathe through this because I want you to understand this. All right. Here, 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 and here, and here, and here. All right. So hopefully it's not too much. It's not too crowded on here. So let me back up. And thanks, Michelle. I should probably look down often, but I don't. Okay. Okay. So Melissa, Pluto wants transformation. This is your 8th house that I talked about with the whole who am I invested in emotionally, physically, psychologically, sexually. This is the house of birth, death, and rebirth. It's a house of transformation that comes through getting rid of everything that you don't need in order to invest in the people, places, and things to support you with where you're going. Uranus is the maverick, the unusual, the think outside the box. Uranus in your 12th house can bring gifts or talents that just spontaneously show up and come to you. This can be like, oh, I can astral travel, I can astral project, I understand, or I'm connected to the Akashic records, or anything that has to do with dreams and yoga and meditation. Now, this is where we're going, February of next year. And so this is going to be the 0 point. What's interesting about this is you have your MC also at 0. And so this is that big bang, that karmic point. This is your Saturn. This is your Saturn. So you and I are the same age. You're going through your second Saturn return. So we are on our last third in life of, we look back on our life and we take stock of everything that we have and we say, what do I want? It's my last chapter. I need to make it worth it. And this is your south node of, what are you releasing? Those negative self-talk and adjusting the conversations that you have with other people. And then Jupiter in your first house. Jupiter in your first house can be, expands everything, that expands people seeing you. Jupiter in Cancer has to do with home and security and family. And I always say that the first house is like your business card or your website. You are going to be having a Jupiter return next, I think it's June, and then it will be here for a year. I absolutely love this for pushing you out of this chapter that you've been in and saying, you're right, it is my last third. I'm going to step into my divinity. I'm going to own this. I want to know who I am at the core, and what do I want to do? What do I want to experience? The 10th house is the legacy that you want to leave behind. It's the responsibilities, it's accolades, it's awards. And so I would expect some of these themes to come your way. Let me see. I'm gonna look in the chat now to see if all of this is okay. Negative self-talk, definitely. Hey Kathleen, glad you are here. All right. Okay. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense. You are moving towards, okay, this was your Chiron wound. This is, how do I heal from things that have been with me for a very long time? And how do I look at the lessons that they brought me, the growth, the opportunity, and then the direction in which I am going? I love this for you for next February, March. That it's literally pointing that it's going to be a karmic moment. I wish I knew what your job was or what was going on, but it usually means recognition. It means the point of this is the direction. Saturn says, I have all the information for short, middle, and long-term goals. Saturn has the rings around it. So like, think about the boundaries, limitations, and the hard work that needs to be put in. Neptune is about dreams. What do you dream? What do you want to do? There is nothing that is beyond your reach. It can happen. So Melissa, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate the opportunity. All right. Let me pull up who is next in the chart. Hey, Catherine. Remembering to make sure I show the chart to everybody. There we go. And if anybody is interested in like their year ahead, I do have my year ahead astrology forecast out. Hold on. Okay. Let's see if it'll take it. Okay, it did. All right. Okay. I'm a nurse, but I had to just couldn't do it. I need to get back into it. Okay, let's talk about your job. Okay, let's do it. Catherine, thank you so much for being here. And okay, so I know that you're in the chat. And why Aquarius 0 degree is endless crisis despite, I totally understand. I look at our astrology as a roadmap of opportunities and obstacles. If there is something that's difficult in our chart, I look at it as, how do I learn to work with it in this lifetime? Those are the lessons that I came here to. They're challenges. And all right, I'm hoping all that makes sense. All right, so Catherine, let's talk about you, your job, health, and everything else that's going on. All right, you have your South Node in the sign of Capricorn. The South Node in the sixth house is the sixth house is mental, physical, spiritual health and well-being. It's also our service to others. So the sixth house can be the house of slavery or indentured servant. It means that you were not appreciated, not valued, not any of those things, taken for granted in a past lifetime where it was just expected, like work yourself to death. The sign of Capricorn is pick a mountain, and sometimes we have to say no, that this is the wrong path, and I have to get off this train, and I have to try something else. That is the negative attributes of Capricorn, is the fear of saying, well, I said yes, I said I'd commit. Sometimes it's completed and you just have to say, I'm ready to move on from this. So that is where you have come from. Now it's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is in your seventh house of partnerships and contracts. Now the North Node is in the sign of Cancer. Cancer is family and home and nurturing and caring and healing. It's also in the 12th house, the house of our connection to the divine, to spirit, isolation, hospitalizations. So definitely, like, how do I nurture and care for other people? What I want to show you that's unique about your chart is you have a square. I'm going to draw another line here so you can see it. A square to the nodes means that you chose in this lifetime, they call it a missed step or a skipped step. It means that you have Jupiter in the sign of Aries at 12 degrees. So whenever this is activated, or this, whenever these planets are activated, it lights up your chart. Jupiter says, I have hope, I have belief, wisdom, learning, knowledge, cross-cultural experiences, foreign people, places, and things, teaching, publishing, learning, studying. In the sign of Aries, I have to initiate this. I have to do this. A square to the nodes means, every single time, I'm going to experience it twice as hard because I layered in lessons, multiple lessons. A square means you decided not just to walk up the steps one by one. You're going to skip 2 or 3 at a time. You made it harder to do this in this lifetime. That way, when you have accomplished it, you have moved up several levels at a single time. I do want to go back to your Capricorn. The ruler is Saturn, and Cancer, the ruler is the moon. And those two are together. So we know that this has to do with partnerships and contracts, negotiations, and the other. How can I, Catherine, support the whole and still be myself? Now, knowing all of this, let's talk about where you are right now. All right, Melissa. Yes, it does. You don't want to do your job anymore. Diving instructor, I'm a singer, and I would like that to take off. Okay. All right. Right. Okay, so Catherine, if you notice, your chart is on the inside. Now, what I like about this is you're having a Jupiter trine Jupiter. Remember that, and the North Nodes. And okay, so let me draw some lines here to make this make sense. Remember that square? Yeah. No, hold on. Let me back that up. There we go. Remember that this is the skip step. And so you have Jupiter sitting over here on top of your North Node. I, Catherine, have to go within. If I don't take care of my mind, my body, my spirit, if I don't take care of my health first, I cannot be of service to anybody else. Jupiter in the sign of Cancer often represents like isolation, hospitalization, where I have to focus on yoga or meditation, or the 12th house brings in themes of I have to go within, and if I don't take care of myself, then I become depleted. This is the house of solitude, and you needing to take time out to be whole again. That being said, you also have your South Node sitting on top of, South Node means release, let go, and Pluto in your second house is trauma, and it's fear, and it's how do I renew. It could also mean letting go of your own money, resources. You have the North Node in the sign of Pisces. Who do I invest in? How do I invest? What does it look like? To me, this, okay, I'm going to get rid of this so you can see it. To me, this looks like this is where you're going to be heading. Let me draw some lines for you here. And draw another circle. You have Pluto in your 7th house of partnerships, relationships. It's going to hit this stellium that you have here. A stellium is when you have 3 or more planets. You have a lot of Aquarius energy. Aquarius energy is caught up in air, feelings. It is, think of it as a cloud. Every time it gets water, emotions, feelings, it releases it. It means it's a busy mind. It means wanting to support a cause bigger than themselves, but also like a bee supporting the beehive, you being that bee. Pluto is saying we have to transform these things. Pluto is at 1, your Mars is at 2. I, Catherine, I have to start initiating these things. I have to make the connections between people, places, and things that will support me in the direction of where I'm going. Now, this here will be at 0 degrees next February. This energy is moving you towards, it's either study, teaching, it's legal matters, it's publishing, it's broadening your horizons. The 9th house is the house of education and philosophy and beliefs. It's connection to foreign people, places, and things. It could be, I want to travel. I want to move here. I want to connect with these people. I need to do this. This is where everything is leading up to. Let me get rid of this so I can see it. I do want to give you a little heads up about this energy here. Mercury is going to be conjunct Mars on the 20th. So I would look at the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21, 22, that whole time period that Mercury, your thoughts, your ideas, your communication, what you say, it rules over your second house of money. It rules over your self-worth, and it rules over your friends, your social circles, your goals, your groups, your networks. Mercury is going to merge its energy with Mars. I want to do this with my home. I want to move here. I want to remodel. It'll have something to do with your foundation. The 4th house brings in themes of your living situation, your personal life. This is what I have to do for me. There's going to be a grand water trine the last week of October that will connect themes that have to do with your home, with your 12th house themes, and your 8th house themes. So the 12th house is your foundation. Your 12th house is your fears, releasing them, letting go, leaning into the lessons. And the 8th house is the house of transformation. So I'm hoping that I was able to pull this all in for a story for you that makes sense. I'm going to look in the queue. Hey, Paladin, how are you? just been exhausted and depressed. I totally get it. Michelle, thanks for sending her some love, or sending them. Oh, I did not know who the name of the actual. Okay. I would love to say that this is going to be going away soon. I will give you a time of next spring that the North Node in the 12th house is the house of I have to take time for myself. I cannot pour from an empty cup. I have to take care of my mind, my body, my spirit. I cannot do for others until I've healed myself. And Jupiter here will offer you those themes, those opportunities. So I'm looking at the last week of the month to bring this all together, to offer you a respite. And then November will be a month of incorporating all the lessons. And then January, February, and March of next year will be the actual moving forward. So hopefully that makes sense. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. The eclipses are eclipses literally eclipse people, places, and things. They eclipse us. It shuts off our lights for a moment. And then when it comes back on, things have changed. And so for you, it's saying focus on you. Self-care, self-preservation is not selfish. And so take some time, nurture yourself, because when you come out, it'll be all brand new and renewed. You're going to have Jupiter move into your first house of self. It'll be like lion coming out, it's take care of you and then replenish. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense. Let me look in the queue. Oh, I hear you, Paladin. I totally hear you. All right. I appreciate everybody who came out this evening. If you are interested in looking at your 2026, I encourage you to. I have a 2026 astrology forecast. It's about an hour video and then a PDF that's made for each of the rising signs. You can get one, or you can get your sun, moon, and rising. Like if you're going to get the sun, moon, and rising, it's a package of, you'll have everything, and then you can share it with like family and friends. But it will help you to lean in, look at the dates, and work with the energy. I use astrology as I put things on my calendar. So I put things on my calendar that say this might be a little bit more difficult, or this is a really great time to launch something. This is what's happening here. And so I figure if I'm doing it for myself, I want to offer it to everyone else as an opportunity to flow with it, because oftentimes we feel it, we just want the confirmation, we just want the yes, that makes sense, and I just need to lean into it, I just need to, like, a quick nudge. So I want to thank everybody here for being here. It was a beautiful gathering of energy, and I truly enjoyed our time together. If you are looking for a community of like-minded individuals, definitely hop on over to my Patreon. We connect, we share. I offer 2 lives a month. And if you're feeling called to go a little deeper, you can sign up for a private consultation. All right, so until next time, take gentle care of yourself, my friends. I heart you.